Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Michael Brown Show. It's the Let's Eat segment of the Michael Brown Show. We're pre-recording this one today because
Memorial Day.
It's Memorial Day weekend, and we have an unusual Let's Eat segment today.
And there's just times when it's just too nice to stay inside.
And I can tell you, Greta the Leonberger is now very happy.
She doesn't like me, though, which I'm like a little hurt.
Well, I told her about you before you got here.
I'm the biggest dog person and it's like...
You can't see it on Facebook, but I got Greta down here. We'll somehow figure out a way to get a picture of Greta in a minute.
She's adorable. She's gorgeous.
But as you can tell, if you look behind me over my shoulder, you'll see we decided to bring a food truck in.
Yes, we did.
Because we keep talking about bringing food trucks. So we brought a food truck in. I don't know, though, that I'll probably buy some stuff, but I don't know that I'll eat it.
You don't think you'll try it?
Well, I just don't know. You know, it's, for example, I'm holding in my hand here kangaroo jerky. That doesn't sound like too bad, right?
Yeah, people eat
and
kangaroo.
then I got rabbit bonbons, and which contains rabbit cornstarch and vegetable glycerin. Is that right, Dina? And so our guest this afternoon or tonight, no reason trying to fake it here, is Dina Del Russo or Del Russo?
Del Russo.
Del Russo. So Dina is the owner of Ivan's All Natural Doggy Delights, and you actually have a food truck.
I do. I have a food truck for dogs.
So,
why not?
Well, so what I normally do in these segments is, before we get to all the details about the treats and the food or whatever else, I'm always curious. There was some point in your life, something happened, you got hit by a truck, something fell on your head, and you said, food trucks? I don't need no stinking food truck. I need a dog food truck. How did that happen?
Well, something fell, and it was a rescue dog, Ivan. He's a Siberian Husky. I got him when he was 3 months old. And this
is the Ivan you still have.
This is Ivan, yes.
Oh, okay.
This is the famous Ivan. So I got him when he was 3 months old, and I quickly found out that he had some digestive issues. So that turned into me making special treats for him, which turned into a neighbor asking me to do a dog party.
Because there ain't no party like a dog
party,
right?
And it just kept going and going until it came to the point where I decided it was a business, and food trucks were pretty big at the time. So I said, why not?
Did you start here?
No, I started actually in New York City and North Jersey in 2012. And
now, wait, before you, we'll get to the transfer, but when you say New York City, are you talking Manhattan,
yes.
Brooklyn, Queens?
Manhattan? Yes.
So you were selling Ivan's dog treats in Midtowns, or what'd you do?
It was a little bit difficult because it's very hard to park in the city. So in Chelsea, there's a really good dog park on the west side that is kind of in the middle of the street and has some parking on the side. So I used to frequent that, but I did a lot of events in New York. I mean, there was the puppy prom, and there were some dog weddings, and
whoa! This is why you're here now and not in New York, because you woke up one morning and said, "I'm doing doggy weddings
and doggy prom."
Did you ever like a doggy divorce party?
No, not yet. I have to say,
doggy
they're in there for the long haul.
All right, so doggy bar mitzvahs.
I haven't had any bark mitzvahs yet.
Bark mitzvahs. Oh, that was pretty clever. That was good. That was good.
I'm still curious about the prom. What do you do at a doggy prom?
I have to say, it was one of the oddest events that I've ever done. So it's like a prom. The dogs get dressed up and they prance around and they have a prom king and queen. But what's really unusual about the doggy prom is that the women and men actually dress up in gowns and tuxedos as well as if they were going to the prom.
Okay, and these are adults.
These are adults,
okay.
New York City adults.
New
York adults.
And, they had their favorites. I guess there was this big giant, I think it was a St. Bernard, who had won quite a few times as the prom king. And, I think it's just as much for the adults getting dressed up in their fancy outfits.
And showing off their dogs.
Exactly.
Because I would never show off my dog, the Leonberger, who's sitting next to me. I would never show any any love or pride about that whatsoever. All right, so something brought you to Colorado. Or did you go somewhere else in between? Or
No.
See, I'm very nosy about this kind of stuff because I really want to understand. Okay, so that
this
part of the
happened.
story is fascinating enough. We could just call it an afternoon right now. So you're doing doggy weddings and doggy proms, selling doggy treats on the west side of Manhattan, and suddenly you end up in Colorado.
Yeah, that's. Greta looks like she's
happy.
having a good
Oh,
time.
she's very happy now.
You're the real star, Greta.
Yes. We have a couple of people from the office out here playing with Greta and laying with her and taking selfies with her. So she's a very happy
Greta
girl.
looks like a star in the making.
So you came here from New York and started your dog treat business, or you already
Yes.
had it going in New York?
I had it going there. I started in 2012, and it's very seasonal there. And so in 2012, I started late in the year, so I only did it for about a month.
Yeah.
And then 2013, I really kind of went from April through October, and then I reunited with.
Go. You don't have to go. My wife Tamara just showed up,
Greta has fans.
and she Tamara totally messed up all the loving Greta was getting from that.
Aw, she's so sweet.
So you came here.
I came here because of my boyfriend, who was living in Steamboat.
Oh, okay.
And I was happy to move to Colorado and get out of New York and New Jersey, but Steamboat was definitely not the place I was going.
Right.
Great place to visit, just not for me. I don't ski, I don't do snow. So
You ended up straight from Manhattan, straight to Steamboat.
I came here. We were trying to settle in Boulder, and Boulder did not want anything to do with my truck.
Seriously, Boulder, Colorado, didn't have anything to do.
Boulder was.
They're such communists.
Oh my gosh.
They love dogs. That's what's
They
I
love
know.
dogs there. It seems like in Colorado, the local governments are not as representative of the people, maybe because
when it comes to
the
agree.
dogs, you can bring your dog everywhere, but God forbid the doggy treat truck goes anywhere. That's
Was it-
just.
So did they claim that you needed a license or something, or what?
That's another thing in Colorado. They have these crazy tax things going on here, so you have to get licenses for each different city, and that's
county,
fine. And yeah. So at first they wouldn't even give me a sales and use tax license. I had been communicating with them from home before I moved here, and they were on the fence about it. And then when I got here, they were just like, no, don't even bother. So the first 2 years,
Did they give you a reason?
well, literally, one of the guys in the city said to me, Boulder is a very unique place. So maybe when you get really famous, you can come back. And I thought, well, that's the opposite of what you just said. Because if it was unique, you would have something that nobody else has.
So
Wow,
now,
that's
see now, as a conservative kind of / libertarian, you've now like stabbed me in the heart because they're not giving
Think
you.
how I felt.
Yeah, they're not giving you a license, but they're saying, oh, if you were famous, we might give you a license.
Right. Yeah. Come back
To sell
when you're more
dog treats.
Yeah, and they were kind enough to invite me to something where I couldn't sell anything, but I could just be there. So I'm not sure what the
Well,
purpose is
how
of
convenient,
people
yeah.
seeing me when they
can't
can't
buy
buy
your
anything, and I can
items.
never go there anymore. So I've found my
Only
way
in Boulder.
around that kind of by they finally gave me a sales and use tax license. And as long as I'm on private property, I'm okay. So I've been going to some dog-friendly offices there, and events
Now, is
and
that
stuff
just
like
in
that.
Boulder, or is that all over Denver?
All over. Boulder,
can't show up at a
Lafayette,
dog park.
Denver. There are a few that let me. So Westminster Hills in Westminster.
Hold that thought. Hear that music? It means we got to take a break.
Okay.
So hang on, because this is a fascinating story. It's the Let's Eat segment of the Michael Brown Show. We've gone
to the dogs.
Ivan's. We
It
have
had to
gone
be
to the dog.
said.
Boulder's gone to the dogs. You know what? Good
Really?
grief! I never expected this segment to go that direction. Never in my life did I expect that. Ivan's all natural doggy delights. Hang on, we'll be right back.
It's funny.
Do you see those girls? You can take her now if you want to. Oh,
She's upstairs.
she's
She won't be
upstairs.
back down
Unless
she comes down now. Tamara
Tamara wants to see.
Diesel.
Tamara wants to meet Diesel. She's coming down.
You know what? That's not even what's in here. Well, some of it is. There's some more things in here than just what it says on the back.
People are bringing some other dogs.
We're hot.
Okay.
We're hot.
We are hot.
again. Yes, we
We
are.
are actually kind of hot. It is kind of hot this afternoon.
Oh, that hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm hot too, as you know.
I'm hot.
I got my chick.
You're hot.
I got
We're
my chick
hot.
magnet right here.
Oh, yeah.
Greta's like,
that
when
the
did
truth?
oh yeah.
You know,
Not,
one of my
you know,
dogs is
and
a
not just a
man
chick magnet, but one of the things that we were told when Tamara was, because we had learned about Leonbergers 20 years ago, and after the last Saint Bernard died, we always wanted, at least I should say, I always wanted to get another big dog, and Tamara wanted it to be a Leonberger.
Yeah.
And she was reading on something, wasn't it that the 10 reasons not to get a Leonberger or something, and one of them was you will constantly be explaining what kind of dog is that. They'll ask,
okay.
what is that? And you have to tell them a Leonberger.
Yeah, I
and
was
then
a
it's like,
Basenji
no,
owner,
what,
so I
yeah, now what does that
understand.
mean? Yeah, what does it mean? So,
Will her ears go up as she gets older?
no, I mean, they will,
They'll go out and down.
They'll kinda go
like
out and down.
like an Australian
Yeah,
Shepherd
yeah,
or a
they'll go
Border
out.
Collie's ears.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But she's a chick magnet, but she's an everybody magnet because she's just,
She's cute.
she's cute and she's cuddly.
Looks like she
and
has a little mask on.
yeah, yeah. So we're talking
We're
to,
bashing Boulder.
we're bashing
We're
Boulder because,
bashing Boulder.
Dean, I just got to tell you, that just shocks me. If you're just tuning in, you've got to listen to the last segment because we're talking to Dina Del Russo, who has Ivan's All Natural Doggy Delights food truck, and we thought it would be fun, just something different for Memorial Day weekend, to have a food truck, but food truck for dogs. And I expected to hear some story. You know, you started in New York and blah blah blah. You ended up in Colorado,
And it
but
was wonderful. and
yeah, it was
you
wonderful,
found
but-
pot of gold. And
you go to the dog capital of Colorado, and they say no, you can't sell dog treats out of your truck.
Exactly.
wow.
Speechless.
But could you do
just
it?
as I
Did you-
was.
Did you come up with other solutions like, can I use a cart? Can I sell them out of a basket?
Or did you just say,
Well,
screw
I
it, I'm
mean,
going to go
trunk
elsewhere?
out of
I
car.
poured my life savings into buying a truck.
Mm-hmm.
And over the years, I found out that doing it other ways, like going inside and vending inside at an event, doesn't really work well for me. The truck is really the draw.
It is a draw, right?
It's the draw. So, not that I don't do it other ways, but like I said in the beginning, they just wouldn't even give me a sales and use tax license. So you can't even do anything. You can't sell anything without a sales and use tax license. You can, but I didn't.
Right.
On the other hand, one of the people I was talking to in the city said, you can't do it in Boulder, but hey, we have this thing on Niwot on Thursday nights. So that was odd too. So, okay, so I did that for a while. Strangely, they didn't really buy many dog treats there, even though there was a ton of dogs. But I gotta say, Lafayette, Denver, and the surrounding area, Westminster, has been really great. So.
Well, what kills me is we're sitting out here in front of the Death Star at iHeart,
The iHeart.
and I asked you to pull your food truck up here so that we could get it in the picture. And we've had the FedEx guy or somebody already
There's
walk
somebody
out
from
and,
Chick-fil-A.
and stops and says, "Oh, by the way, are you open?"
Yeah.
So you're selling in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the Denver Tech Center, and you're already selling treats to people just coming in and out of the building.
I
That's
could
hilarious.
basically stop anywhere on a busy street and people will come up to the truck, but I'm not interested in fighting with Boulder. Something that you may not know is that the food trucks did fight with the city of Boulder because they weren't allowed to vend in the city either. And they fought the city and won. I'm just not interested in going down
Right,
that road.
right.
So now they're allowed to vend in the city, and I see them at Valmont Park and stuff, and there's a ton of people with dogs, and their dogs are deprived.
That's amazing.
deprived
They
of my
don't- not even
treats.
like human food trucks.
I know. I'm just.
I'd love to know the
let's-
reasoning.
I would too. But this
Right.
gives me fodder to continue to mock Boulder, Colorado.
I'll
so-
tell you the reasoning.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
I'm the only one in Colorado, sir. There are no laws or no rules or regulations, and they feel like they have to make rules if they don't have any. So it's easier just to say no.
No.
Yeah, but a police officer brought to my attention, a police officer in Denver brought to my attention that if there are no rules and regulations about it, then I'm really not doing
You're not doing anything wrong. Right.
Great. I like that.
But the
reasoning.
other thing that fascinates me too, I don't mean this.
Have a dog wrapped around
Wrapped
your mic.
around my microphone. I guess the other thing that fascinates me is, and I care about what my dog eats. And I mean, Tamara, goes to great lengths to make sure that, she consults with the vet about the food, all of that. They're dog treats, for Pete's sake.
Well,
Are we concerned about how clean?
you know
You
what?
don't cook in the truck, do you?
No, I don't cook in the truck. But there are certain things that people try to avoid, and they're the things
Sure.
that I try to avoid. I don't use wheat. I use oat flour instead of wheat flour.
I thought you said weed for a second.
We're in
No, I don't
Colorado,
use
is
that
it?
either.
Well, you're not supposed
Right.
to on dogs.
No wheat or wheat. And I used human grade and organic ingredients. And then I have a source who does my meats, and they're free range, grass fed, antibiotic free, and hormone free meats.
Which everything you just described to me says
Boulder.
Exactly. Please.
No, this kid,
somebody
I'm
help me
sorry.
here.
I promised to get off the whole boulder.
Hey.
Off the whole boulder
Sorry.
kick. Yeah, off the whole boulder kick.
Diesel's done.
Diesel's done. We have Angie's dog down here. Has Angie gone back upstairs?
She has.
I know she can still hear me, but her fat corgi
I love
is
him.
down
He's
here.
not that fat.
He's so
They always
cute.
look fat. But he's not puppy. He's
Oh,
not,
Tamara's over there going, oh, he's not fat. He's not fat.
he doesn't like puppies, you can tell. Because he just kind of
Right.
told
Right.
Greta who was boss.
Exactly.
So
And Greta doesn't get it.
are you going to make it your life mission now to get her up there in Boulder?
No, I want to deprive Boulder of these treats.
So
okay.
do I.
Yes, I'm going to sell her everywhere I can except Boulder County. Was it Boulder County or
No,
city?
no. It's
City-
just the city
just
of
the city of Boulder.
Oh, so
Okay.
you
Because
can go to,
I
like-
do
Because you can go to
things in-
Longmont.
I
Yeah.
do things in Longmont. I do things in Gun
Okay.
Barrel. So it's just the city of Boulder.
Yeah, so I'm going to sell you everywhere. I'm going to sell you out everywhere except Boulder, Colorado.
They did it to themselves.
They did. So now do you have a big commercial kitchen somewhere, or do you do all this at home?
No, so I am not regulated by the Department of Health. So I do not have to use a commercial kitchen. I use my own kitchen at home, but I have a very clean kitchen, and everything is done, like I said, with human grade and organic ingredients. So.
Well, don't we have the cottage industry here now? The
Yeah,
kitchen, you can
right.
use your own home kitchen.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we definitely have that here.
So how often are you cooking, and how often are you out selling?
So I'm selling basically 5 days a week, 4 to 5 days a week. You know, it really depends on the weather. Sometimes the weather is just not working with me. And, on those days I just try and see where else I can be going tomorrow or hooking up with other events and stuff like that.
So do you take it out every day? Do you
I
try
take it
to
out every day except for Tuesday and Friday. And I try to take Thursday as my office day, but I somehow end up
So
out on
business
the
is
track.
good.
Business is going pretty good so far.
Angie, can Diesel have a treat?
Which one,
So-
rabbit or kangaroo?
So
Which is which here?
this is rabbit and this is rabbit. This is actually beef. I'm sorry, I took that from somewhere
Oh,
else.
okay.
So
All
I
right.
have kangaroo
So
in the
ask
truck.
him if he wants rabbit or beef.
Do you want rabbit or beef, Diesel?
I don't think he cares.
I don't think he does either.
He's sitting.
That's rabbit.
Oh, there you go. Greta, you want a treat?
Oh,
Greta,
imagine-
sit.
Imagine
Greta,
the dog
sit.
farts on this. Of course, it's natural, but
Good girl.
That one's beef. Good job.
And I'm
Brad.
sorry, I just opened these up and started feeding them.
Go
but
right ahead. That's what they're there
things
for.
they're here for, right?
I have
So-
some cupcakes in here.
Some what?
Pupcakes.
Oh my gosh! See, this is just.
Those are peanut butter and bacon pupcakes. My best-selling pupcake, peanut butter and bacon.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just tore the package.
That's okay.
didn't mean
There's
to do
only
that.
one in there, and they'll
Well,
probably
he
eat
has a
it.
co-host
So.
that drives her nuts when somebody tears a package like that. So you were talking about your meat. What kind of meats do you use?
Do you want to give
I
this to
thought
her?
he was going to eat it.
I used to have a guy on the East Coast.
Smells
who ate
good.
them.
I'd eat
He
that.
Oh,
didn't
ate the
have the
cupcakes?
dogs, and
Gra-
every Saturday morning he would buy a cupcake for me and eat them.
You've already figured it out. You heard the music and you stopped talking. Very good, Dina. See? And Boulder said you were a slow learner. Hang on, it's the Let's Eat segment on the Michael Brown Show. We've got Dina Del Russo from Ivan's All Natural Doggy Delights. We'll be right back.
Might want to break that in half for her. She's struggling with it. Oh, she got it.
Now Diesel wants one. We better watch out. They
Yeah.
may be a little territorial.
Yeah.
Come here, buddy. You want some?
Yeah, but she's
We're
she's
giving
eating
him
up
a
the crumb.
cupcake, Angie.
What are we on? Are we on number
I'll
3?
give him a little piece.
Okay.
It's got peanut butter and bacon.
You should go on.
Hey, welcome back to the Let's Eat segment of the Michael Brown Show. Hope everybody has a good Memorial Day weekend. We're recording this. What is today? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. We're out in front of the iHeart Death
23rd.
Star. And we've
With
got
dogs.
with dogs.
What a great way to spend an afternoon.
Oh, listen, we got Greta the Leonberger and Diesel the Corgi. Diesel
And
the
other
Wild.
dogs are supposed to be showing up too. I guess there's a border collie showing up.
A border collie. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right. And Greta's had a great time with some of the employees coming out. And
Exactly.
the picture of the
Checking
girls,
it.
the girls just loving on her was great. Do you want to say on air what you were about to say before we
I forgot.
came back?
Talking
okay.
about the cupcakes and eating them.
Oh,
Was I telling you about the guy who used to eat the cupcakes?
Yes, but I don't think that was on air, was it?
no, I don't
No.
think so.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I have no idea.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
In between,
Well, so,
in between we asked Angie if Diesel could have a cupcake, and to that Dina said, "Oh, I used to have a customer who ate them all the time."
yes.
And she meant a human customer who ate them all
Right,
the time.
right.
So you can finish the story.
So no, just on Saturday mornings, he would always be walking by the dog park, and they are made with human grade organic ingredients, but I don't add salt or sugar, so
Yeah.
I can't imagine they taste good to humans.
Right.
But I think he just, wanted to support small business.
Good for him. So did you?
I sold him
Is
a
there
pup.
is there a human price and a canine price?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm just checking. There might be some sort of price differential that we need to be aware of.
Well, I know I've tried Doggie ice cream. There's the bear and the rat
Oh, right, yes.
that are local, and I've tried that, and you don't want to try it. I've tried it for you. I've tried it for you. Do not try it.
I'll
'Cause
take
I'm one
your
of these
word
people
for
that's
it.
like, well, it says it's all natural, and I really should see what I'm feeding my dogs. Like, nope, not doing that again.
All right. So let's get out of the kitchen for a minute.
Okay.
So you finish and you've got a batch of stuff. Like, how many pounds of stuff do you think you have when you load the truck up?
Gosh, it's so hard to say. I have so many different treats at any given time. So it depends where I'm going. If I'm going to Rail Yard Dog Park, for 2 hours in the afternoon, I might have 24 cupcakes, a dozen popsicles, and 24 cookies. And the meats are just random. Whatever meats I have, I'll put on there.
Yeah.
If I'm doing an event, for instance, I'm doing something in Denver at an apartment building, and they purchased 65 bags of treats, and I'll be selling on top of that. And then I'm doing something in Erie where they have 150 dogs, and they're getting popsicles, cupcakes, and a meat product. So
Wow. Okay.
that's going to be a big one.
So setting aside those special events,
Yeah.
an average day, like is today an average day? You'll load
Yes.
the truck up, then how do you plan where you're going?
It depends on the weather and the time that I'm going out. If it's the afternoon around lunchtime, I'll go out in Denver. I'll go around Low-High. I'll go to Rail Yard. I'll also go there around 5 to 7 in the evening.
Yeah.
There's a lot of apartments, so people come home from work and they take their dogs out, or people work from home. So during lunch, they'll take their dogs
Right.
out. And then if I'm going to Westminster Hills or Broomfield Commons on the weekend, that's kind of an all-day affair. So that's a totally different thing, going to the dog parks that actually let me go there,
You're not undercover.
as opposed to coming into the city. Because when I come into the city, it also depends on me finding a parking spot.
Right.
And, I don't sell treats that are more than 3 days old. So I'll bake them the first day and sell them for full price, and then I'll sell them slightly less the second day. And then the third day, if there's any left, they're completely on sale. Even though they last, the cupcakes have to be refrigerated, so they'll last 7 to 10 days in the refrigerator. I just don't go past 3 days because
Yeah.
I don't know how long these people are
Right.
keeping
You're going
them
to
in
hold
the
it.
refrigerator.
Yeah.
And earlier I had asked about the meats. What kind of meats do
Okay.
you use?
So
Because we found kangaroo over here.
I
We've
have
seen
kangaroo, which is a good hypoallergenic meat. A lot of dogs have allergies and stuff like that. My dog has IBD, so he can only eat lamb, and I've gotten him to
Kangaroo.
eat salmon. He doesn't like kangaroo, unfortunately. I have beef, I have rabbit, I have kangaroo, I do salmon. I just ordered a new treat, which is tripe. It sounds really disgusting, but I'm sure the dogs will love it.
Oh
It
no.
smells bad and it tastes bad.
Yeah,
so,
well, I mean, organ meats are really, really good for dogs. They need
You haven't been
vitamins
to a
A
good
and
Mexican
K.
restaurant with good tripe, so.
I'm not going to
Oh,
eat tripe.
no.
I've been to good Mexican restaurants, but I'm still not going to eat tripe.
We'll leave that to the dogs.
Exactly. Do you make cat treats?
I don't, but
Good for you.
I have some salmon treats that are I call them crossover treats because the salmon the cats seem to like too. So that's basically the only thing.
Well, tell us what's in some of your treats, because you keep saying that it's all natural, but let's say your pup cake. Your pup cake is peanut butter and bacon and...
I have organic oat flour. I use organic peanut butter. I use aluminum-free baking powder. And then cage-free eggs, basically. So I use hormone-free bacon as well. When I do bacon, I do apple carrot, apple peanut butter. I do carrot oat, peanut butter bacon. But peanut butter bacon's my best seller by far.
Peanut butter bacon.
Peanut butter bacon. I also do those in cookies, and I do a plain peanut butter cookie. And then in my popsicles, my best seller is peanut butter banana bacon, and all of my popsicles have beef jerky sticks. So the whole popsicle is edible.
Have you tried them yourselves?
No.
No. See?
I think I'd pass too.
Yeah, it's kind of me like trying the
Right.
dog ice cream. I think it was peanut butter and bacon, and it's like, oh, that's good for the dogs.
What's the general reaction if you go to? And I suppose it doesn't make any difference whether you're in Low-High or you're at a one of these events or something. But what's the general reaction of people when they see the truck and they kind of click like, oh, it's a food truck, but it's for dogs.
People are so happy. Everybody gets so excited. They're like, oh my God, a food truck for dogs. That's the cutest thing I've ever seen. It's a really good reaction, except for in Boulder.
Yeah, except for Boulder. Right.
That just blows me
Yeah,
away.
I know.
Blows me away.
No, I've never had any bad reactions. I've never had any complaints about any of my treats. I've been doing it since 2012. Everything has been pretty good. It was just starting all over when I came to Colorado.
Right.
So it kind of pushed me back a couple of years, but I'm cutting through the red tape.
Which, by the way, I haven't asked, and I hate to ask a question that I don't already know the answer to. It's just the lawyer in me. But is there a website, or is there a way for people to track, like where you might be, or can you order online?
Yes, all of those things. So I have Facebook, Ivan's All Natural Doggy Delights on Facebook and Instagram.
Ivan's All Natural Doggy Delights.
Yes.
That's on Facebook.
They're on Facebook and Instagram and under that name. I have a Twitter account, and that's
With Love, Ivan.
With Love Ivan on Twitter.
And they can email you.
withloveivan@yahoo.com.
All right. We're talking to Dina Del Russo with Ivan's All Natural Doggy Delight Food Truck. Hang on, we'll be right back.
I think they're looking. I think you have customers.
Hi. They're called pupstomers.
They're pups.
Hey, what are you doing? Who let you in here? How are you?
Good to see you.
Walker, how you doing?
I haven't made it on your show yet.
He's talking to somebody.
Yeah.
Too much of a VIP.
Yeah, I'm too cool for you.
Hopefully
It's
someday, right?
well, yeah, but it's too soon. I'm not. It's too soon.
And
Yeah,
Dina has
right.
a
I'm not-
customer.
And we've got all sorts of stuff planned that we're going to do, special events. So
Are you telling your friends and neighbors?
I'll tell you when they're done talking. He's smoozing down here, so random people
Are
walk
you-
by. Do you need a bag?
oh, and iHeart, good. Good.
Oh, okay. Well, if Roger comes back down, we'll have Roger bring one. I don't have any in. Are you ready to come back, or you just want to wait for her to say?
Let's wait once. You can go right in.
Yeah,
you
just
can go
right
in
through the
there.
door. You can ask Corey too.
Is Corey in there?
Yeah, Corey's in
Oh.
there.
Tell Corey who you are. Oh, she's already peed out here.
Who, Dina or the dog? Both.
Do you want to go ahead and start? Because I want to joke about we got Walker Stapleton out here buying dog treats.
Is that who that is? Oh, okay, sure. Puppy treats. You never know who's going to show up.
Yeah, welcome back to the Let's Eat segment of the Michael Brown Show. We're out here on this gorgeous Wednesday afternoon with Dina Del Russo with Ivan's All Natural Doggy Dog Treats. And before he walks off, I just think everybody should know that a Republican candidate for governor of Colorado, Walker Stapleton, just stopped at Ivan's All Natural Doggy Delights. Walker, what'd you buy?
I bought 2 biscuits for my puppy Snoopy.
For your puppy Snoopy. What kind of puppy is Snoopy?
Terrier.
A what?
Sealy Ham Terrier.
A Sealy Ham Terrier. And you bought Two.
peanut butter pup cakes.
Oh, the
Cupcakes.
That's what Greta just ate.
And
You see,
Diesel did too.
smart man.
Good to see you, Michael.
Good to see you, Walker. Take care.
You never know who's going to show up, Dina.
That's totally not what he bought. He bought one peanut butter and bacon pup cake and one peanut butter and bacon cookie.
Oh, okay.
So a potential future governor of Colorado has no idea what he just bought. I'll have to email
Sorry,
Walker.
dude.
I'll have to email Walker and say, okay, between you and Boulder, we got a serious problem here. But here's what fascinates me. I
random people,
I
not
asked
even
you to
people that
park the
work
truck here solely because I wanted people on Facebook and YouTube when we play this on Friday evening to be able to see the truck. You've made 2 or 3 sales from people
Random
who
people.
just random
Random
people
people.
who just walk out and go, "Oh, yeah, I need some of those."
So you got to see the reaction firsthand.
I know, it's
a pretty
hilarious.
good reaction.
It
It
is.
is hilarious. And actually, if you go on my Instagram or Facebook pages, mostly Instagram, I post pictures of dogs that jump up and they have 2 paws on the serving window and they're looking into the truck and
Oh,
they
yeah.
are just so funny. I'm actually thinking about doing a book of pictures with the dogs at my window because
That'd be a good
it's
idea.
just
Yeah.
hilarious. I have
Yeah.
some Great Danes and an Irish Wolfhound that are so giant they could just walk up
Yeah.
and stick
Yeah.
their heads right into the window.
Yeah.
And that's really funny. I've had a doggy thief on the truck before at the dog park, and I had one at the Bow Wow Film Festival. I was vending inside, and I left my treats too close to the edge, and this dog decided to help himself.
Of course.
Whoa.
Why not?
Whoa.
Do you rent your truck out for events?
I do events. My truck's
puppy
for rent
proms?
for events like puppy proms and bark mitzvahs and
Yeah,
doggy
yeah.
weddings.
Doggy weddings.
I have a lot of events coming up actually. So I'm doing a Corgis and Labs takeover Denver that just got scheduled on July 29th, and I do a lot of things at apartment complexes. I do yappy hours, and then I go to I have tomorrow night at Green Spaces, a co-working space in Denver. We're doing a yappy hour there, and Zeppelin Station I'm doing yappy hour on Sunday. I go to Industry. I even go to a restaurant supply store in Boulder because I'm allowed to go there when they invite me. It's private property, and it's just a restaurant supply store, and everyone brings their dog, and they come out for an hour and buy stuff from the truck.
If I ever see your truck driving into Boulder, I'm going to hijack it and not let you go into Boulder, and I'll just pay whatever they were going to do, just so you don't get any money out of Boulder.
I'm amazed, actually.
So clearly, you love what you're doing.
I love what I'm doing. I was an entertainment travel agent. I worked in the music industry, and then I got into the travel end of it, and suddenly I rescued this dog, and now I have a food truck for dogs. So
The rescue of a dog brought you to the business.
Exactly.
How old's Ivan now?
Ivan will be 7 on May 31st.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right, so what have we not asked you that you thought we were going to ask you, or what's the one thing other than giving out the web address, which we'll do before you?
Geez, I don't know. We kind of covered the organic side of the treats and
All right.
the all-natural side.
cupcakes.
and the
Yeah,
cupcakes.
get on. You can email withloveivan@yahoo.com, or on Facebook it's Ivan's All Natural Doggy Delights. Ivan's All
Look
Natural
for the
Doggy
truck,
Delights,
but not in Boulder.
but not in Boulder. And all you people in Boulder, screw you. You're out of luck. You're not getting these great treats. Dina, thanks for coming out this afternoon.
Thank you so much for having
You bet.
me.
Sing it, Kate. Do what? Okay. Walker Staples. He's running for governor.
He looked familiar.
Yeah, yeah.
Who is that? And he said, what? It's Walker State. Because I think he's a decent guy. I mean,
Oh, he is. Walker's a very good guy.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Look at this.
Oh.